Herzlich willkommen, liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, zum heutigen Visionary Talk. Today we're doing our Visionary Talk in English because my guest is Chiara Magni. She is Italian native. She lives now in the Ticino, but doesn't speak German.
No.
She can speak Italian because the Ticino is speaking Italian, so we do the talk in English. Nice to have you here, Chiara.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here today.
We had a very interesting talk before. We are now here in the Visionary Talk, and I want you and you here outside to show how art can be or can change your life in some kind. And
Yes.
perhaps you first start a bit to tell where do you come from and what are you doing?
Okay, sure. So as you said, my name is Chiara Magni. I'm originally from Italy. I was born and raised in the Garda Lake area, which is beautiful. It's very famous. It's a very touristic place, so I'm pretty sure that you and your audience know the place. And I recently moved here because basically I decided to expand my artistic and my creative journey here. And I mean, there are many reasons why Switzerland is the best place for me to be right now. But we will go there later. So basically, I have a professional painter career. So I paint as a professionist for almost 10 years. And now I expanded my creativity and my willingness to create art in a bigger way, in a wider range, and I became the chief creative officer of a very unique holding here in Switzerland. It's called Art Holding. It's funny how art stays for augmented reality technology, but then when you read it, it's art. Mm-hmm. So it makes totally sense, and we will go about this later on because everything that we do is the close connection between art and technology. But we will discuss this later on. So yeah, now basically I wanted to expand my views and my willingness to create anything, not just paintings, but just to create and to communicate my vision. So yeah, I'm basically part of the top management of the holding, and it's a whole new life.
And why did you choose painting or to be creative with your hands and painting in especially?
It's a good question, and I've done a lot of interviews in the past, and I always answer the same way, that is that I believe that painting chose me. I think I was chosen. So this this passion and this thing, it just happened to be there the first day from my birthday basically, and then I always wanted to express myself, and like what I like the most is when you create something from nothing. So you have nothing, you have an idea, and mm-hmm. you create something, you just made it happen.
It's very difficult for me to imagine, but I'll try.
I see that this is a common denominator in a lot of creative people that I know, also in other fields, in music or even writing, and it's a common thing. Like the ability to have an idea and take it from your mind and put it somewhere in a way that other people can enjoy it is actually one of the most satisfying feelings ever.
Mm-hmm. But I find it's the most difficult ever.
It is for sure.
because I have big problems. Well, I tried also to paint. You had to paint when you had been in school. I started to hate painting because I never got this in my mind on the paper. It was never looking like I wanted, so it was always different. So I stopped painting, and I started to hate painting. And it fascinates me really. How do you get this idea from your mind on a paper, on a wall, on wherever you create? Also, musician, how do you get these notes, these melodies on paper?
Yeah, I understand your point, and unfortunately, I need to say that sometimes school is not the best place to learn, because all of my teachers told me to give up. Like all of my art teachers, they said you should choose something else. This is not your path. You should not do this, and this is not the thing you should be trying to, to be and to do. And it's funny how I actually made a profession out of it. And so I think that it is something that, of course, everything can be learned. Okay, I believe that you can learn everything. So you can study, you can practice, and everything can become something that you can do. But to answer your question, I think that you need to have in regard to creating art, I believe that you need to be very much connected with yourself. And doesn't matter what you find inside yourself, can be good or can be bad. You need to be willing to actually feel what is going on inside yourself. And also personally, I think that nature and like the environment is what inspired me the most. So I'm very much connected with nature. I love traveling and walking and really enjoying the beauty of nature, because I think that is the most inspiring thing ever.
And well, everybody tells you don't do this. Why did you?
Indeed. Yeah.
Why did you go on? And what happened then?
I did because I could not do anything different than that. It's funny how I actually, what they told me somehow clicked in my mind, and I didn't even know, but I paid attention to them. And even if this feeling was very, very strong in me, I tried to push it down for more than 20 years. And I was like, I was young, and I was like, maybe if the teacher is telling me not to do this and that, maybe I should not do this. But then I had this little flame still burning inside of me. And then around, I was like 22 or something like that. And I was like, I just cannot pretend that it's not there. So I would just try, and it was stronger than me. So, and I guess it was stronger than everybody. It was stronger than people telling me not to do that, and I just have to do it. It was a matter of, at that moment when I took that specific decision, it was basically the most important thing in my life. Like, that decision I took was a very special turning point. And I'm actually happy that I was brave enough to do it, because it was not easy. But yeah, I did it.
That's really great. And that's something every visionary who is here tells me the same thing. It's a voice or something. They call it each different, but it's a voice in you who is so strong, so that you have to do it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And yeah, that's really special. And I think it's another history who shows the same, that you have to do it. And
yeah.
Then what happened when you start really doing it?
I mean, it wasn't easy, because there is always this thing that goes on inside a creative person, is that you want to do it, but then you're scared, and then you compare to others, and then you want everything to happen the same day that you begin, and it's a little unfortunately, emotions are always involved, whether good or bad emotion, but they're always there, always pushing. There were many moments when I was actually going through emotional pain, but then I knew that I could not give up. I said, you know, I need to do this, and I need to take this as a professionist, and that's what I did. And basically, very like soon at the, I don't know, like after a few years that I was in the business, things start to go very, very, very well and very fast, and they escalate very quickly. And then I I found myself with a worldwide fan base of collectors, and I sold several hundreds of paintings. And then I reached collector all over the world. And then, you know, things start to make sense, and everything was like more comfortable. And yeah, and I basically, you know, there is a moment when I realized that I was making a living out of a dream. And that is the most, you know, satisfying thing ever, because you're like, because in my mind, everything is black or white. So and that's, I don't see, how that's my thing. I'm not trying to say that this is the only way to do it. And I, I usually respect basically any kind of viewpoint in other people. So that's very personal, but I don't have, I cannot see something to be done as a hobby. Like I only see something to be done as a profession, you know? So that's like from day one, from when I sold many, many years ago, a drawing for 30 euro, which the shipping cost me more than the gain. From that moment up to the last painting that I sold for whatever amount of money, but I never thought about doing this not as a professional. And I think that this is the key factor when you have a vision and when you want something to be done. You need to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 1 follower, if you have 1 million followers, if you're selling for $10 or from 10,000. If you have that viewpoint of a professionist, that is already, that's the mindset that you need. And I think that this is already giving you 50% of success. So this is also, I didn't even, you know, this was not script in my mind, but now that I'm talking, this is actually an advice that I feel like giving, to always try to be a professional, because this is the same that we are doing now in the holding. And, you know, I brought all my creativity and my professional views into, you know, this new and evolved version of myself. And again, this is working very well. This is always the key to everything that you do in life.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but I think also because then when you do it as a professional, you have a focus on it. Mostly
Yes.
do a hobby, it's, yeah, I do it when I have time, I do it when it's nice, I do it whenever.
Yeah. Yes.
You told now you brought all these point of views into this new holding, your
Mm-hmm.
new job now. Can you tell us a little bit what you are doing here? Because I think it's a very interesting combination of things who put you here together.
You're right. Yes, it is. So basically, as I was saying, the name of the holding is Art Holding. You can see the website is artholding.ch. And as I was telling you, I mean, actually, let me take a step back, because this is a very interesting story once again. And so basically now the very top manager of the holding, we are 4, and then we have, of course, employees and other managers, but the 4 of us are the top managers, and is me, my husband, and then the co-founders. Okay, they are also a couple as well, because we also really believe in love and putting love into the job that we do every day. So this is a very key factor for us, because I mean, we are 2 couples, and then we love also each other in a way that is more than being, I don't know, it is more than a blood relation. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
we
very
feel
personal.
it. We
Yes.
just feel it. It's
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. So basically, it's funny how so this is like around 2017 or 18. So the two co-founders, they were already in the holding, and then they asked my husband for some. My husband is a tech engineer, is a web designer. So they asked for some service, and they became client of my husband, and then soon they became friends because we also have similar age. So they became friends, and then they said, so are you married, and what's your wife doing? And so they found out that I was a painter. So they happened to be art lovers and art collectors. So they were also coming from a family where art and technology were always together. They always seen together as two important things going on the same direction. So we got to know each other in 2019, and they became collectors of my works, and they start collecting, and they own several of my paintings.
Okay.
And then, life happens, and then COVID, and then whatever. So, and they were already living in Switzerland, and I was still in Italy. And then, but we stay in touch. We became very good friends, even if we didn't get to see each other very often due to lockdown or whatever. But when you feel that you know somebody forever, like doesn't matter if you met them a minute before, or it was like super strong. And they kept on collecting, and we stay in touch. And at some point, I felt that I needed to do even more, like I needed to take all of my creativity and my willingness to make people happy with beautiful things, because this is also why I became a painter, because I want people to have good emotion with my works, right? So I started wondering, I say, what if I can even cover a bigger area, So when you don't really have the words put down yet, but you have the feeling. So I didn't necessarily know exactly what I was looking for, but I always work alone as a painter, and I really suffer not having a team, because when you do a business, and it was a growing business, expanding, doing very well, but I was doing everything. I was taking care of the social media and taking care of even putting the paintings into the boxes and the shipping and then the logistic, and then also I had to paint and have my mind free enough to create a painting that could be of some good for the person, right? So I was like, I wonder if there is somebody that can have similar views than mine. And also I wanted to do more than just painting. It's funny because of course painting is my favorite art form, and I will never stop painting. Like I will paint until, I don't know, I'm super old and blind, or my fingers fall off. I don't know, like that's
You
my
can't stop,
story.
yeah.
So that's my story, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. But I wanted to do more, and also I wanted to put back some beauty and some culture and some awareness into the world, right? So at some point in April this year, we met, the four of us, here in Switzerland, and then we spoke, and we called this the big click. So everything clicked, and everything was so perfect, because they were looking for somebody like us, and we were looking for somebody like them. It was just when you find the other half of the apple, and then we became one. So we did all of the papers, and soon we moved here and we start the adventure. So now basically what we do is that we work in art and technologies together. So basically we work in deep techs, in augmented reality, virtual reality, NFT, as well as classic, like normal art, but we always want to merge the two things into an experience, something unique. And also what we really we're really paying attention to putting back some content, you know, and luxury and high quality content, because let's take an example now. Internet is so fast, right? So you can have a TikTok that is like 7 seconds of a naked lady dancing, and you know, nothing against this, but how can this be the only way to experience technology? You see what I mean? So we want to put back some content and some beauty, and help people to experience beauty again. So so yeah, and I think I was already telling you this. Technology really helped me when I was a painter, because from day one, when I opened my first social media channel, people start to see my works, and I was able also to create my career because of social media. So we cannot see how the two things are separate. You know, they are very, very much connected, and they all go in the same direction. So so yeah, this is basically what we're doing now, and we have a lot. Of course, it's a holding, so we have a lot of projects going on, very very exciting stuff. But from my viewpoint, right, from the artist viewpoint, into the top manager evolution, and yeah, is a long and very is a story full of passion, but I really hope that you understood what it meant.
So I find it an interesting aspect that you want to bring back also not only content but also aesthetic.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's something I definitely don't combine with technology.
I know, nobody does. Nobody.
And this is a very interesting point for me to see how you combine aesthetic with technology and art.
I mean, we have a
give us an example, yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of projects going on. They go from opening a series of galleries. They're actually going to be art galleries, but they are going to be together with technology, so people will be able to have an actual experience in the gallery. I cannot say more, but to give you an example, like let's take an easy example. So because the tech services that we offer are very high quality. Okay, so we don't necessarily take any project. Okay, so we work for certain type of clients, not for everybody. So we try to keep also a very ethic viewpoint on the type of project that we do. You know, we want to keep things clean and working, and also, for example, let me give you an example. Everything that we do is care in the most finest details, right? So for example, I personally designed part of the website myself, like in digital art. So this is a very easy example. But not everybody is a professional painter to design the background of a website. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like even if you take a logo, or even the way they would choose color, we follow the meaning of colors. We want to, you know, we know exactly how we want our customer or our viewer to feel. Mm-hmm. So we're always looking to make people at ease. You know, there are also some things that are not necessarily easy to perceive, but you do a journey with us and you feel them.
Okay, yeah. So it's really you're going also over the feeling, and you decide before you do anything how the client should feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. So I never heard that. You'd first reflect how the feelings should be of the clients. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, innovation is the key word for us, but even more like our motto, our payoff is innovation with heart. Okay, so we really put some mind and some thinking and love on everything that we do, and we, for example, we we develop an application that use a very, very high level of technology, okay, and artificial intelligence to help you find the house of your dreams. Okay, so this is an example. So this is not just a website where you put down how you want your house to be, but we develop an application that you can talk with. Okay, so this is a artificial intelligence, and she answered back to you. Okay, so this is called Eurekai. Is already working very well, is very well established in the market. But you know, we always want to give a service that is, you know, is something more. You know, it's not just the service that everybody can give you, it's something extra with extra care and extra love for the customer. So that's why, and this is also how I see that this can be called art in the wider definition. You see what I mean? It's like even giving you a beautiful service, something that at the end will make you feel satisfied and happy. This to me is also an artistic product. It's not only beautiful because for example, we took care of the exact color psychology of the exact meaning of every word, but at the end is really satisfying and fulfilling for you. So this is also an artistic product.
That's definitely very interesting and a genius concept, I think, too. Yeah, it's really this, also this aesthetic. I understand a little bit more how large you define and wherever you put your aesthetic. So never heard and so concept like this.
I'm happy that you say this, and also now you made me realize something similar, because I remember when I was doing my first paintings, not just, you know, not just as a training part, but to sell them, you know, as a professionist. And I remember telling myself, I want this painting to actually be a service, you know, like to give something to the owner. And I remember saying, I don't care how much I sell this painting for. I didn't care, of course, at the beginning. It wasn't a job yet. But I was like, you know, if only one person on the planet will look at my paintings and say, home sweet home, because of that painting, I will feel like, I remember I was like, that's enough for me. And then I was, I guess, lucky enough to have hundreds of people to have that feeling. So, you know, I always had this viewpoint, and now this is the same viewpoint that we have in the holding. Is like making you feel in a way because of the product that we're giving you. You know, it's not just a business transaction. Of course we are working. Of course, there is nothing wrong with working and selling, but this is not just, you know, I don't know, like I give you cheese and you give me money. Okay, great, but let me give you the best quality cheese ever, you know.
With some feelings just beside.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the attitude you sell, I think. It's and yeah, it's not just the product, it's really the attitude, the emotions, it's the whole concept.
Yes, absolutely.
You nearly sell the world you like to live in. Well, that's your vision. And that's always a question I take. How does the world look when we say now you sell the world, how you want to look it, you like it? How does this world really look when your vision is just finished and all the people have these emotions back, have the aesthetics in their daily journey? They like to have aesthetic, they like to live together.
I mean, I really wish to be able to see this before I'm too old. I mean, of course, we're doing very well, but for sure we need to keep on connecting with people like us, or also like you, you know, because it was a pleasure to meet you, and I feel that we connected very, very easily. And of course, your your show is visionary talk, so you are looking for people like us, so it's very easy to connect. But I really hope that I mean, because we like to think big, okay, so we want to involve a big chunk of planet, okay, in our mission. And I really hope it work well. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very successful project, because it is already, and is growing super fast, and we're doing very well. But you know, I mean, the world now is in a very specific and you know, very shaking position. So it's not always fun and games, and I'm very aware of this. And I'm not living in my world of rainbow and unicorns. I'm very down to earth, and I know exactly what's going on. And this is also why I decided to jump into a business like this, you know, because we really want to do something for other people, and we really want to also, we hope to change somehow the way things are done and seen. So yeah, I really hope this will help me to attract a lot of people like-minded, and to, you know, to create a good network and work together.
I came to my last question. What do you need at the moment for your vision to bring it really further on?
Okay, it's a very good question. And I think that, as I was mentioning, that the best thing would be to find other people like that, like the four of us. And yeah, I think connection, very high quality connection with people with very high energy, and, you know, a very specific frame of mind, that I don't even need to explain. Like, people, when you're alike, you attract each other. So yeah, basically knowing more people like us, that would be absolutely the help that will change the game for good.
Okay, we will see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we have the contact down on the video, so you can keep contact with Chiara, and we will see where the journey goes. Perhaps you come back to the talk when the project is moving on. And on this point, thank you very much for being here, Chiara. Thank you
Thank
very
you, my
much
dear.
for sharing the vision with us. And liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, herzlichen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Heute in Englisch. Es gibt Translation, wenn ihr das laufen lässt. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Visionary Talk und auf Wiedersehen.